To the iconic York Hall here in Bethnal Green. It's a venue that, of course, has been, well, something of a rite of passage for many boxers. The great and the good, they've all performed here. And what a stage it is for this stage of our Fight Zone journey. All the action tonight within these very tight four walls at what is just a brilliant venue for boxing. It is unique, of course, York Hall. And what a fight card we have for you here as well in the East End of London. Well, firstly, and this is free and available for everybody, and if you're watching on secondsout.com, you're very welcome as well. We start the show with John McCallum in action against Lewis van Poetch. Slavisa Gegic makes a debut tonight against Matar Sambao, and Dean Jones and Fuad Hussein are in featherweight action as well for our three bouts before the main card.
The Brawl in the Hall, brought to you in working partnership of Warren Boxing Management and Priority Boxing, sponsored by Ringside. This show is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. The stewards in charge, Richard Barber, Ben Harmsworth, Mickey Collier. The inspectors, Ben Frost and John Camp. Our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds of boxing in the cruiserweight division. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, Lewis Poochie Van Poetch. Making his way to the ring, his opponent, John the Mighty McCallum.
Waiting for the ref.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled 4 rounds of boxing in the cruiserweight division. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. The stewards in charge, Richard Barber, Ben Harmsworth, and Mickey Collier. The inspectors, Ben Frost and John Camp. Timekeeper at the bell, Brett Bowles. And the third man inside the ring in charge of the action, Chaz Coakley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing the white with green trim. His official weight of 183 pounds and 4 ounces. His professional record of 138 bouts, 2 draws, 9 wins, and 2 of those wins coming in by way of knockout. Hailing from Lydney, United Kingdom, Lewis Poetch Van Poel. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the white with gold writing. His official weight of 199 pounds. His official record of 14 fights, 12 wins. The 7 times national champion. The 2 times master champion. John the Mighty McCallum.
Well, the referee giving his final instructions now. We get this very special card here at the York Hall underway. The very familiar figure of Lewis Van Poetch, wearing the white shorts with green band, against John McCallum, now based Virginia Water, originally from Edinburgh, wearing the all-white shorts. This cruiserweight contest scheduled for 4 rounds as McCallum goes to work early on, and as ever, delighted to have alongside me the former IBF cruiserweight champion of the world, voice of boxing, Mr. Glenn McCrory.
Good to be here, Dom. Very iconic venue indeed, the York Hall in Bethnal Green. We spent many a night here. Some great fights and some great fighters, and it's really good to be back.
Well, referee having a word about low blows already in the opening round here. Some of the dark arts from both men have been on display. But Van Poetch was in action in Hamilton last week against Ben McGibbon on McGibbon's debut. Again, he's got his kit bag, he's always ready for action. No problem to him to step in against John McCallum, of course. This is 15th bout. Very, very seasoned amateur who, like many, has had a bit of a stop-start professional career. Of course, the pandemic has really halted things for everybody, but he did stay busy last year. That's a big left hand that lands on Van Poetch there, but went over to Russia to fight Evgeny Tishenko. A body shot did for him that, but he took the chance, stayed busy. He's heavy-handed, as he's shown in this opening round.
Well, he was a very good amateur, and he's got to be in a little bit of a hurry now in his career. He's 33, McCallum. So I'm sure he wants to be active as he possibly can be.
Good hook to head now, good straight 1-2. And Lewis Van Poetch, who, well, takes to a professional ring for the 139th time. I think he'd be the most experienced man on the card tonight, but he isn't. We've got Kevin McCauley that we'll be seeing later on, who's a double centurion.
Well, he's got off to a good start. McCallum letting his punches go. Good work with the jab and then switching it from head to body. Looks pretty relaxed in there. Van Poetch trying with a big right hand.
Well, a good opening round and a good opportunity for us to bring in another former world champion, Anthony $1 Million Crolla, York Hall, and not for the first time, Anthony.
No, good to be here, boys. It's very, we always say it, the most iconic place in British boxing, I think, in a lot of people's opinion. However, yeah, happy to be here. Good first round from John McCallum. Whipped to the body there. I know he got pulled up for low blows, but he switched the attack very well there. I think John McCallum, talent, technically very good. You can see he was a good amateur. So would like to see him a little bit lighter than what he's weighed in tonight. But there's no denying he's got talent. But I think it was mentioned by one of you boys, was you, Glenn. Now he's got to look. Now he's got to look to start making a move, you know, on the domestic scene. But no, he's definitely a lot to like about him.
Well, Charlie Oliver in the corner there for John McCallum. Comes from a real boxing family. His uncle Tommy, Scottish champion. And his uncle Tommy, Glenn McCrory, boxed the likes of Gary Stretch. He lost to, well, top talent in the shape of Stretch, Gary Jacobs, Lloyd Honeyghan, Clinton McKenzie.
Yes, I remember his uncle back in the day. Good fighter. So he's got boxing in the blood. Very, very good amateur, John McCallum.
Oh, lands a big left hand on the side of Van Poetch's face there. And he does carry some power, but as Anthony alluded to, you know, he has operated obviously in lower divisions. Super middleweight, you'd probably say, is where he would naturally be at this point.
He does say that he feels better at a heavier weight. He said when he was cutting weight in the gym and getting down to super middleweight, you know, he didn't feel that he had the snap or the power, where at the heavier weight he does.
Well, he just got caught by a great left hand from Van Poetch, just knocked the head back. And again, as we say it all the time, but you know, seasoned fighters like Lewis Van Poetch, or Poetchy as everybody calls him, he knows what he's doing in there. The record, obviously, 9 wins, 127 defeats, suggests he doesn't have talent, but of course we know he does. We saw it last week as well. Gave McGiven plenty to think about, and he's done so here tonight for McCallum.
Yeah. So he's obviously, you know, he doesn't win many, Van Poetch, but you've obviously got talent when you can appear weekend after weekend. You know, has gloves, will travel, will fight, will turn up, and will put on a bit of a show. You know, will try and be competitive. I mean, that's the mark of a fighting man.
Well, McCallum lets his hands go there. And there's one thing about Poetch is that he's durable. He's not been stopped since Lerone Richards, Mr. Hot Cross Buns. He stopped him back in July 2017. So that shows what he's all about, really. And it is a statement-friendly fighter to get him out of there. That's what McCallum will try and do.
Well, you know, the statement that fighters make is when they do get these stubborn, tough journeymen, when they can go in and get them out of there. That is all about making a statement. And you know, it's rare and it's difficult, but the good fighters can do that.
Final knockings. The second round. So you have McCallum 2 rounds up on that, Glenn?
I do, yeah. I mean, he's always, Van Poetch is always going to try and make it competitive and always going to try and put a bit of a show on, but it's all McCallum, as you'd expect. Doubling up there, nice left hook to the head, then switching it to the body. And this is an opportunity for McCallum just to test what he can do and, you know, try some things out. That's what you have these sort of fights for.
It's good to see a venue like this filling up as well. First time boxing's been back since the pandemic, Glenn, so it's excellent to see so many already enjoying the undercard here. Of course, we've got a great main event as well. Lewis Isaacs against Dan Morley. I think you know a thing or two about Lewis Isaacs, Glenn.
I do. I know Lewis very, very well. I haven't trained him for his last few fights, so it'll be interesting to see how he does in his return to the ring.
And as McCallum goes to work on that jab, does great action. As I mentioned, Kevin McCauley, he goes in against Tommy Jacobs later. Harry Mullins takes on Reese Taylor for the second time. Anis Taj from Watford in against Jay Muele. It's a debut Slavisa Gegic that's really anticipated, real talent, and Faoud Hussein, the Pirate, is in action as well. So lots to look forward to as McCallum again lets the hands go. He's got a few in tonight as well, supporting him.
Van Poetch smiles at the cameras there, but he had to take a few decent shots there, and you could tell, you know, the way he was looking, that they were registering.
Van Poetch is still doing a lot of the marching forward as well. He isn't the kind of journeyman that was just going to tuck up and cover up. He has to do that now, though, as he's forced against the ropes by McCallum.
No, Van Poetch is making McCallum fight.
Is that you, Glenn?
No, that wasn't. Thank you very much. No. Decent shots there from McCallum, just anchoring his feet and trying to let some heavy shots go. But Van Poetch comes back and has a nice body punch of his own.
Huge overhand right tried to land from Van Poetch.
Well, he had some success with that last week.
He did. Yep, Fight Zone on the road again. Scotland last week, London this week, Malta next week. It is all happening on Fight Zone, your new home of UK boxing. Just $4.99 a month, Glenn.
Cheap at half the price. Don't.
What's that? That's a pint of Newcastle Brown, isn't it? Your part of the world, more or less?
I don't know, Dom. I wouldn't know those sort of things.
Well, it just gets a little bit messy in there. Van Poetch going to ground. So it's always warm in the York Hall, isn't it? And McCallum just blowing a bit there. It's understandable. And again, as this place fills up, it gets hotter and hotter. But some good action in that round as well. Some good shots from McCallum.
Yeah, McCallum showing his variety in there.
How many times do you reckon you've watched fights here, Glenn, over the years?
At the York Hall, at one point we were here every other week. Absolutely lost count, but I've been coming for an awful long time. It really feels like boxing is back when we are here again. And you know, there was a buzz about an hour before the boxing started. The crowd were coming in.
Well, you should have seen the queue down the road as well. The queue to get in.
Exactly. It's an iconic venue. It's just great that crowds are allowed back.
Well, so many champions have taken to the ring here in this venue. Chatting to you earlier, Glenn, you were here the famous night, probably one of the most famous nights in this arena, when Johnny Tapia came to town.
Very much so. A real character.
Nearly 20 years ago, that.
A long time ago. You keep reminding me of my age for some reason, Dom. I don't know why that is. Somebody just mentioned today, I fought his friend, Barry Ellis, and how long ago was that? It was 37 years ago.
You're looking well on it, Glenn, don't worry about that.
But it's great to be at the York Hall. It's also great to be in the capital, London, on a lovely day, and just to see the crowds out and about and enjoying themselves. After what we've all been through, you know, it's a great relief. Well, as you'd expect, Lewis Van Poetch still in there, still trying to throw shots, letting the left hook go there, and a big overhand right.
Well, again, it's his favourite shot, no doubt about the big overhand right, and when he does connect, he does carry a bit of power, Lewis Van Poetch, no doubt about it.
Do you know what? But I think over the last couple of times I've seen him, he's grown in a bit of confidence, isn't he? Do you know, I think it's a thing with the journeyman when all of a sudden they realise that, you know what, maybe they can win fights, maybe they can do better.
Well, it's a balance though, isn't it? Always competitive, always in there, always teaching novices when they're in with novices lessons and prospects. Obviously McCallum isn't a novice, so it's a different kind of a night for him tonight, but they tread a fine line, don't they? They can't win too many or the phone stops ringing, so again, just tiredness, I think, as we get to the final 30 seconds of round 4 in this cruiserweight contest.
And Van Poetch still trying to let his punches go right to the final bell. Decent performance from Lewis Van Poetch.
Well, just scrappy at the very end, but a decent contest, and Van Poetch, as he always does, he raises his hand, has a bit of a laugh with the crowd. But that's another one in the bag, and he's ready to fight next week again, Lewis Van Poetch. But as far as John McCallum's concerned as well, of course, he did have that fight in Russia back in November of last year, but just good for him to get out again. And as you mentioned before, he's just going to want action now, isn't he? He's going to want to step it up.
He is. I think he's going to want to move forward as quick as he can, and with Fight Zone has the platform to do that.
Well, as Van Poetch plays to the crowd once again, and a little technical glitch with the PA here. But all is good. The referee has now just given the scorecard to our MC tonight. Hus Raggi, I think he is ready, as Van Poetch does his usual little cartwheel in the ring. Little pat on the back by McCallum.
You've got to be fit to do that.
Yep, you do indeed. Well, our MC is ready now with the result. I think we know which way it's gone, and here he is, Hus Raggi.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Chaz Coakley scores it 40-36, and your winner, John the Mighty McCallum.
So McCallum gets the arm raised. Good for him to get the rounds in the bank as well. It's always that conundrum, really, isn't it, Glenn? You know, he might want to make a statement, try and get Van Poetch out of there, but really, is it more valuable now with everything that's gone on to get the rounds?
I think most definitely to get the rounds. Van Poetch, very hard to get the stoppage against him, so I think be content with trying to learn a few things and get the experience, and just let your shots go and practice.
Well, delighted to say as well, as part of our presentation team tonight, we will be hearing a little later on from Lucy Wildheart, who's got a mission in Malta next week, and also part of the team, as she was in Hamilton last week. We've got Hannah Rankin with us at the York Hall tonight. We'll be hearing from Hannah in a little while. She's got a big world title fight coming up on Fight Zone as well. So overall, on with the action as well. We're shortly going to see the debut of Slavisa Gegic. Fuad Hussein in action here as well, as is Anis Taj, Harry Mullins, Tommy Jacobs, and the main event, Lewis Isaacs against Dan Morley, which is a fabulous clash of the unbeatens as well. Both the same age, the exact same records, and they are going to give it all tonight in what is a Southern Area eliminator. But Glenn, McCallum is going to make his way to the interview position, but you were impressed with his performance?
I was impressed. He was relaxed. He did what he had to do. Obviously, he's been out for a long time, so I think he's just glad to get back, and with someone like Van Poetch, just get a few rounds under his belt.
Well, John, well done. I suppose the important thing, really, is getting the rounds.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was meant to box someone else. I was meant to box a guy from Kazakhstan who failed the COVID test. So I'm very grateful for Lewis to jump in at like 3-4 days notice. So just to get the rounds is valuable. And I appreciate guys like Lewis, because without them, shows would get cancelled and stuff. So big thank you to Lewis.
Lewis doesn't come to cover up either, does he? He throws a few back.
That's why. I mean, they originally trying to give me someone else who had a losing record as well, but they never came to win. And I don't feel that you learn from bouts like that. No disrespect to them. Lewis always comes and gives it a go. Made a little bet with him earlier, say like let's have a proper fight here. I know you want to box in a few weeks and stuff, but please give me some good hard rounds. And I think he showed that tonight, that he did come to win. So massive thanks to Lewis and his team.
Now, you went to Russia, you took a gamble, you took on Tishenko. It didn't go your way, but I'm sure that's an experience that's done you a lot of good anyway, and you kept active. Was that a key thing? Yeah, I mean, it was a pleasure initially to share the ring with, like you said, an Olympic gold medalist and world amateur champion. I took the fight at 2 weeks' notice. I was actually locked down at the time, so I wasn't really training. I was a bit heavy, I was a bit fat. I was 102 kilos, and as you'll know yourself, to make the cruiserweight division, you have to be 90.7. So losing 12 kilos in 2 weeks and taking an opportunity like that, I mean, I wasn't fully prepared to win, but I believe that if I get 8 weeks' notice, I would love a return fight with Tishenko. I mean, he's a great fighter, and I wish him all the best in his career. It was a pleasure to share the ring with him and to travel to basically Siberia and the Ural Mountains in Russia. So, and it was a great experience. I loved it. We got treated with a lot of respect in Russia as well. So, if anything, it's probably my favourite place to fight now. So, I'd love to go back there and fight again. So what's the future for you? You know, you're 33, you're fighting in the cruiserweight division now.
Yeah.
A, is that where you're staying? And secondly, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm definitely staying at cruiserweight now. I struggle to make the weight now, so I'm a full-fledged cruiserweight. I just want as many titles as possible. I want to take opportunities and box great champions like Evgeny Tishenko. Try and test myself and see how good I am for personal goals. I would love nothing more to win a WBO belt like what Tishenko beat me for. So if I get the opportunity again, I'll definitely grab it with both hands.
Well done tonight.
Thanks very much. Cheers.